Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Athlete Chronicles podcast. My name is Tom Connolly, and joining me is my co-host.
Henry Che,
Welcome, Henry. How's it going today?
doing good. Good day.
Yeah,
Slow
spring
start, but
spring basketball started up pretty good. Hey, you coaching
yeah,
and stuff?
I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's an adulting feature for sure, especially working with younger kids. You always told me you got to relax, and I'm starting to see that now. A lot of patience, but I like it.
It's easy to get on them because you know exactly what they want to do, but
Yeah,
they have to practice so they can compute it and then get going with it.
it is what it is. But for today's episode, it's a really exciting one. I got my guy here. I met him, I think, just last summer. Around the B-ball nationals time. Saw him at a tryout actually for one of my friends who has a team, and it was crazy. I'm like, I've never seen this guy hoop before, and then somebody sent me his contacts, and I was talking to him. So funny enough, we played his team at provincials. A legend from Charles Tupper. So shout out my dog James Zongo.
Appreciate that, broski.
Welcome to the show, James.
Bro, happy to be here.
Yeah, appreciate you taking the time and just putting up with our questions and getting to know you a little bit. So
Sounds
we'll
good.
start off. We'll start off where we start off with everybody. Where are you from, James?
Like, I'm from Vancouver, BC, like as an ethnic wise, or just,
No, just where you're born, where you grew up.
I grew up East Vancouver, near Strathcona area-ish. And I grew up here my whole life, still here right now. Oh, been living down here since I was a little kid. So yeah, whole life, pretty much. Yeah. In the east side of Vancouver, downtown east side.
And you went to which high school?
I went to Sir Charles Tupper, which is it's like 20 minutes away from here because I wasn't going to go to the school that was in my catchment. So I went over to Tupper and they offered a program for me. So I went into it.
Okay. And then so at Charles Tupper, were you always basketball or did you play other sports?
I grew up playing soccer, actually. I was playing high level soccer my whole life. And that's a whole different story, my soccer career, because it was big. I was playing Team BC, Whitecat. Well, I was playing for BCSPL. So I was playing one of the highest levels for that you could play youth soccer.
Yep.
And I was the top scorer for a year or two. Soccer was my identity, but always had basketball in the back corner because I always loved playing it. It was actually like the sport that I loved myself, but with soccer, it was just something that was kind of given to me and I was good at it. So I kept pursuing it.
When did it turn to basketball?
It turned to basketball when I had a little situation when I was playing soccer where I dealt with a lot of discrimination playing the game, me being one of the only Black players in my league at the time as well. So it was difficult. It was hard dealing with the refs always trying to, because when you're playing sports and you play with a certain type of intensity, a certain type of edge, a lot of like people with like, say they have power, like referees, they want to control that. And I guess I don't understand it because it's like each player should be able to play like themselves, right? They should be able to play with the energy that they bring because that's what makes sports so unique is with the different type of personalities you get playing the game. And so when I was playing, I got discriminated a lot by coaches, refs, parents. And one day I got called the N-word in a game and I stood up for myself and then I got a red card for it. The referee gave me a red card from someone on the sideline calling me the N-word. And then I reacted. I got a red card. The league tried suspending me for 8 games after that. They tried suspending me for standing up for myself. And that kind of where, at the time, basketball high school season, grade 11 is just getting started. And I just said, man, I can be myself when I play basketball. I'm going to just stick to this right now. And then I saw it through, and it was honestly one of the best decisions I made.
So it's pretty much grade 11 is when your basketball career started.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much grade 11.
What was your team like?
Always playing for basketball, like at
Yeah.
Tupper.
Yeah.
So my team, like, it was fun, man. We weren't the strongest team, but that's where I, like, at my younger ages, grade 9 and all that, I was always playing. And because of soccer, I was quick, right? And athletic. So you could use that in a way in those early stages where it's like, I know how to dribble the ball. I know how to make a layup. So that goes a long way at those points. And then from there, it was okay. We weren't the strongest team, but we went to provincials our final year, went to provincials our grade 9 year, and we came together, and it was a fun team for sure, but we were not the strongest for sure. 100% we were not, but it was
Well,
fun.
two things. Henry, how many guys have we had interviews with where they used to be soccer players?
Okay, now I need
Th-
to
This
think.
this isn't the first guy.
Second,
We've had a few.
second or third for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
they've told us the same thing as you. But like
Really?
already, what I'm hearing from you is if you're a multi-sport athlete. Oh, right, Jack, right? He talked to us. He was like, sports like soccer, right? Even me, I play soccer too. You already have that advantage because the conditioning for soccer and basketball, people will say it's the same because of basketball. No,
Mhm.
soccer
Nah, nah.
or soccer, you are running, and you have to think about it this way: soccer, it's not like basketball where you guys can intertwine, sub in one out. Once you're
Mm-mm.
coming off, you're coming off. When you're on there, you're on there for 45 minutes till it's halftime. And so, like, one thing I took away from that interview that James said, man, you're there, you're running, you have that advantage. You can score 30
Yeah,
points off of
yeah.
layups, just leaking.
Leaking, that's it. And one thing I'm gonna add on to that with soccer, it's like I was playing striker and my coach wanted us to high press all game. So I'm running I'm not getting subbed out the whole game. It's a different type of cardio, it's a different type of like cardio with basketball and soccer. I realize like basketball, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Soccer, sometimes you're just sitting there, but you always gotta keep moving. Like you're not just standing in one place. You always have to keep moving, always on your toes, always checking around. And that's what gave me the advantage in basketball, I feel like. It gave me a big advantage because it's like I realized guys can't really move. Like I'm being real because I play both sports. Guys don't move like how soccer players move playing basketball. Because when you're in soccer, it's like it's quick. You got to have quick toes, everything. Same with basketball. But at the end of the day, it's like it's the agility. It's can you get up quick, check your shoulder, right? And it's all about that. And that's the advantage I had going into basketball, playing it because it's like not a lot of guys played at the level I played at in soccer, and I had that advantage in it. That's one of the things. But now playing basketball for a couple of years, my body has turned into more of a hooper, and I can't really do too much about that. I don't really do
So
too much.
so you started playing grade 11 and you started getting better and better, and when did you start noticing? Like when did the recruitment process start for
Mm.
college?
So basically, I had one game, grade 11, and I wasn't satisfied with how my season was going. I was averaging like 12, 15 points a game, and I know my worth. I know the type of player I am. And then after that, my older brother has been training me for since that time, grade 11. He's the reason why I'm here right now. So I decided to make that sacrifice and go hard. And I didn't get too much looks until like I was in grade 12. It's kind of hard because it's like when you're a player that is not you gotta have a lot of things going for you, right? And you also have to have the connections as well, which is plays a big role with the people you know. And me being me, it's just like I'm just a kid from East Van out here just trying to a lot of the time was just on my own. And then now it's like that recruitment started like I had looks from Cassidy at Langara, and he's been since same area, great coach, great guy, and he's kind of had my eyes on me since I was in grade 10, grade 11, and that's where I ended up with. But other than that, the recruitment didn't get too big until I was in like grade 12. But there's a lot of other factors that play a part as well.
Of
And
course.
but grade 12, grade 11 summer going into grade 12 was when it started coming. But it only came because I decided to make that sacrifice with myself and wanted to go put in that work.
So, speaking to young hoopers, what would you say your day to day grind like is at that college basketball level?
Man, bro, it's not. I thought it would be similar to college, to high school. There's levels to it, man. There's guys in the gym an hour, 2 hours before already getting their shots up, right? And it's like what I would say, like we're in the gym 4 or 5 hours, weight room, right? And that's an everyday thing. And you got to make that sacrifice. Plus, if you really want to do that, you got to know that you're a basketball player and you're a student, and that's the most important part of the school part too, because if you can't do the school, you can't play basketball. And I'm one of the students that had to learn that a little bit harder because like school has always been the hardest part for me. So, and it's not even the basketball. At the end of the day, it's the school, and that's the most important part. Is you're a student athlete. Student still comes first, even though it's like basketball, basketball, basketball. You still have to be a student, and that's one thing I'll say to these younger kids is like it's a sacrifice. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things. You're gonna miss out on a lot of things, but you also make the best memories of your life doing it as well too. So it's uh it's a 50-50 with whoever you are, you know. But the type of person I am, I love that I'm in this environment right now to grow and become a better player.
I was looking at your roster. So you had a lot of guys in like that 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3" range. Couple
Yeah,
bigs. So it
yeah.
must be not just competition to school, but it's got to be a lot of competition at practices to get that playing time. But
Com-
you got a lot of interchangeable parts there.
a lot, tons. It's every day you're competing for a spot, and it's like you can't get comfortable, or else just like that, they're gonna take it away. You can't show up to practice having an off day. 'Cause it's like the coaches are gonna see that, and then if you have a off Monday, they already thinking you're gonna have a whole off week, right? So and they gotta make sure that they don't want, because they wanna win. They're here every coach that in here, they're here to win, right? So you have to be good every day. That's one of the things. It's like, it's not about being great, it's just about being good every single day. And that's how you can grow, is just being good. And because that's the thing, it's like you can't there's every player is good enough to play or even start. So it's like you have to compete and show that you deserve these minutes over the next man's, even though that's your teammate. It's all love. But once we start practicing, I need to show that I'm here to take it all, right? And that's the mindset you got to go in with every day. It's like, because no matter what, everybody's trying to play, and no matter what, everybody wants what you have, you know? If you got it, they wanna take it, and that's just how it goes.
How do you think being a student athlete has changed, like, the way you approach your academic coursework, or like, especially during the season as an athlete?
But yeah, if I'm being real with you guys for a second, I thought I was gonna drop out in grade 10, right? Because school just never was but basketball kinda kept me going, right? It kept me in here, kept me going to school, gave me a reason to go to school, right? And that's what it's like. I wanna play basketball, I need to get the school done, and so now it's like, I'm still learning, so it's like I just finished my rookie year, I passed my first semester, I'm having a little trouble this semester, right? But it's like, it's just about doing the work every day. You can't take days off, and that course load was pretty hard. Like, Imma be real with y'all, man, that it was tough for me, because it's like, I don't like, I school has just never really been, like, my calling, but I'm blessed with the opportunity to go to school and do the work, and I'm learning, and that's like the best thing I could do, is learn, right? So I'm still learning. That's what I'll say. I'm still getting a hang of everything going on, making sure I got the classes set up and everything like that for success. But you got to do it. Yeah, that's one thing I would say. Like, in high school, I had people hunting me down. James, you got to go do this work. Come to this room. We'll do it together. Now it's like, yo, they ain't gonna tell you. You got to do it, or else you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. And it's like, you got to maintain your grades if you're on scholarship, or any players that are, it's like, you got to maintain the right of grades to get your scholarship. And that's the important part. It's like, you can't even just get through. You got to be able to actually do the work at a good rate, you know? And like, that's the part that's like the hard part for me, is just like, I'm getting to that point, because I'm still learning every day. I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna be like, yeah, school's no problem, but I'm still learning. So that's why I'm just here right now. You know, I'm lucky I'm able to get into it earlier than later and get it started. So yeah.
Keep the grind going, man. You play against my son. He plays at Douglas.
Your son plays at Douglas? Who is your
Yeah.
son?
Jesse Connolly.
Jesse. Wow, that's what's his name? Wait, I'm trying to remember Jesse. What number is he again?
What number was he? I can't remember what number. He's tall, skinny, white guy. Dunker.
Tall, skinny, white guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. No, it was a fun matchup playing Douglas, man. It was a very fun matchup playing Douglas.
Yeah, they got some changes coming. They're switching coaches.
But yeah, switching coaches is gonna be a big. I don't know how the Pac West is gonna look next year, but I'm pretty excited to see how it's gonna turn out for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, you kind of answered the last question in a two-part. So if you could give me like another answer, like, what is one thing you think for, like, future athletes who want to play at that next level need to know about the student side of your life, that, like, it might be surprising?
The student side of my life, I would really say that would be surprising, is like, teachers are not gonna care that you just finished a 5-hour practice. You still got to sit through that 4-hour lecture. You know, you still got to put in. You still got to go put in that midterm. Doesn't matter if you're tired or you had a practice before or after, or you're up all night watching film, or you just had a game the next night. What happens in practice and what happens in school and games, they're all separate. It's like no matter what, you have to put your 100% in when you're at this class. You got to put your 100% in when you're at your school. And that's what kind of surprised me because in high school, it was just like I do like 50%, 70% schoolwork, 100% ball. Like always, I had that 100%. Basketball always came first for me, and it always have. And that's where the surprise came, where it was like, oh shoot, I have a midterm in 2 days and I haven't studied. And I thought I was fine. I thought all I need is 2 days. Nah, bro, you need a whole month. You need to be in it all the way. You need to be in it all the way. And yeah, I just got surprised with like the load. You have to one of the things that will really help you get through though is like you got to be good with communicating with people and talking with your teachers, professors, which is the most important part. If you're a student athlete playing sports at a school, you need to make sure that you and your prof are head to head and you guys understand what you guys are doing. Because
Mhm.
that's the only way you're gonna get through. I mean, honestly, that's the only way I got through. And with a student like me with some learning challenge, because I do have learning challenges, and for since I was young, I had lot two learning challenges, and what I just did, I just always made sure I communicated with my professor. Always told him like, hey, like actually, it's fun. Last semester, I was failing this class. I had like a 2030, almost halfway through the semester in my business class, I let him know, hey, prof, like, I need to do anything I can just so I have a chance of passing this class. And just saying that changed everything from there. And we got head to head and we went through it together. And it's not like together, he gave me a path and then I just went through that path. And that's what helped me pass my first semester. So it's like you would be surprised that like these teachers are actually here. They're all teachers. They want to help. They want to teach, and like that's what they're here for. You just got to make that extra effort and communicate.
Good for you. Good for you. So back to the basketball world then and those differences.
Yeah.
I know you talked about it before, guys coming to the gym early and whatever. But for you, what's the biggest difference you've noticed between high school basketball and Pac West? Whether it's games, practices, whatever. But what's your biggest difference?
Honestly, like everything, speed of the game, physicality, the mental side of basketball 100% as well. And it's like these guys here they have the same thing they do every single day. It's about being consistent. That's what I learned. And it's like having a routine, knowing like one of my teammates, this guy lights out shooter. Ed, lights out shooter. And he has the same workout I go to the gym, he's already there doing what he's doing every single day. Same thing. Warm up. Warm up before the game. These guys are stretching a lot, doing the same thing every single time. And I think it's the consistency that people bring and the athletes bring. And it's like definitely a different environment. Like you feel it when you go into it. It's like, yeah, they're taking care of their body. It's not like I'm just gonna go jump in and play ball. No, you can't do that here. These guys are getting old, so they got to make sure they keep their body moving right and having the same thing every single day. And that's just how it was. It's like a consistent level, speed of the game, physicality for sure. 100% the physicality. It's like I go to my first run with these guys. I'm like, I thought I was a strong guy, big guy, right? I was wrong. No, no, no. These guys are different, man. That's what and like mental side too. It's like 100% the mental side of the game has seeing being in college, seeing how it goes with the pack. What's the difference? It's like if you miss a shot, it don't matter. You got to get back. It's next play every single time. Every single time it's next play. The moment you show that you let one shot frustrate you or one thing that doesn't go your way frustrate you, why would your coach want you in the game, right? And like that's something that I'm still learning right now. And having this one my first rookie year, it really helped me understand that a lot more. And it's great, man. It's just basketball's a fun game, but yeah, it's a big difference between the Pac West and the high school. Really big difference. It's like now it's like you can't really leave guys open. They're just gonna hit the shot. It's a whole different game. 100% a whole different game.
Uh-huh.
So would you say, before I get to my question, that at that college level, defense is more important or being a great offensive player? Or a little bit of both?
Yo, I'm gonna be real. It's a little bit of both, but like defense is what's gonna keep you in a game. And that defense is what's gonna make a coach trust you to play you. You can't be a liability on defense. offense, you can work on that shot, but defensively, if you can't stay in front of your man, you can't play defense, it's like this level's not gonna be for you, you know? Like, you could go play some no hate to any of the guys playing round bar or whatever, you can go do that, you know? It's like, you need to if you really wanna get to the next level, defense is one of the most important things you need to bring.
Good advice.
But, like, as well as offense too, you need to be able to score, but you can work on that on your own. All of that you can work on your own, right? But it's about putting the hours to do it, and yeah, that's what it is.
That's one thing I really told our guys like this season. Like you can always tweak up your jumper. Just
No,
like
you can't.
you have to have enough pride to say this guy
It's
is
hard,
not
man.
going past me.
Straight up, man.
You have to
100%.
you have to be always, even if you foul somebody. I always say you got 6 fouls to give. There's no point of
Yeah.
fouling somebody like small. If you're gonna foul him, you got to foul
No,
him.
you're gonna foul them, bro.
Yeah, you got six
Exactly.
fouls.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too, like, I would say it's like, well, the difference with, these levels, it's like the mentality you guys bring, right? It's like what you have inside you 100%. That's what carried me in my career. Is that, like, fuel I had inside me that wanted to be better and that gave me that edge over a lot of different players. It's that mentality. It's like, yo, like, I'm no, I'm a, you gotta kill it. How I look at it is I'm trying to kill everybody that comes in front of me. And that's just how, that's why I got to the level I'm at. It's because it's like, you can't get here. You can't get nowhere playing nice, you know? Like, you gotta go get yours. And that's exactly how I go through with it. So, yeah.
What do you think is your reset routine when you make a mistake or maybe you're on a rough shooting stretch?
For me, for sure, that's a good question. When I say it, I just tell myself it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, or next shot, next shot, next shot. Because I'm one of the players that do have a lot of passion, and I tend to I was one of the players that like to voice out his frustrations. It was never at other players, it was mostly at myself. But one of the things I always told myself is just next shot, next shot, next shot. Replaying that in my brain every single time, or it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall. Because I put in the work. I know it's gonna fall. It's just maybe not right now, but it will fall because I know I put in the work. So that's just it's like you just have to trust the work. It's like if you're missing, I look at it like this. If I'm missing, it's like, all right, I didn't put up enough shots this week, and that's on me. But if I'm just missing because I'm missing, it's like, what can I do? It's not gonna fall in every single day.
One thing Tom always tells the guys is like, you can't always blunt out your frustration at everyone else.
Mm-mm,
We had a
mm-mm.
guy who was just, like he has passion. Tom already knows what I'm talking about. It's like, he's got passion, but sometimes the way you show that frustration, especially in a place like provincials when you don't even know who's watching you. They don't understand your mindset and why you're angry. In their mind, they can be like, "Oh, this guy just has a bad attitude," or,
Yeah.
he's not right in the head. Obviously, maybe your coaches or your peers are like, "Oh, maybe
Hmm.
it's because he missed a shot, this and that." They don't know what's happening, so to them, it just looks like
They have no clue.
you're just acting a fool, right? So it's like the way you
Hmm.
show your frustration. Like, I remember when we interviewed a pro athlete, shout out Mitch Creek. He said, if you're coming out of the play, don't show it. Like, have it in your mind. Obviously, you say what you say in your mind, but give your teammates a high five and just go sit down. Because everybody's energy changes then when you're negative. So
100%. And I'll tell you this, like, I'm one of the players that actually really struggled with that and probably missed out on a lot of opportunities because I couldn't control my emotions. And that's one of the things. It's like I appreciate to these young hoopers that because I do train some young hoopers, talk with them as well. And what I tell them is like, you really got to control what's inside because you have no clue who's watching. And I heard that so many times, yet when I'm in the moment, it's hard to control it. Like I'm be real. In the moment, it's the hardest part. But that's where you have to really be mentally tough enough to push through that part. Because at the end of the day, you're not even that mad, bro. But like because you're in the moment, you are. And I was one of the players that was breaking bottles, punching lockers, hitting like I'm telling you, it was bad. It was really bad. Even now, I'm still working on it, and it has gotten better because you can't get away with this shit. You can't get away with this in playing college now, right? But I have, like, for sure, like, lost some opportunities due to that, and it's because it's just and they don't care. Like you said, no one cares. It's like, they don't know if, like, I could be having the worst day of my life right now, but if a coach walks in the room, and they're watching you play and they see that, they're just gonna leave. They don't got time for that. They can find someone else. And like honestly, maybe one of the reasons why like I'm playing where I'm at right now is because of that, you know, and then schooling, of course, but it's because of controlling those emotions. And like that's the part that I really like, really is really important to me. And I think really important to every athlete, you know, because I know like nobody will understand what you're feeling. But at the end of the day, like if a coach comes in there, they won't care, you know,
Well,
they
the
won't care.
good news is, James, is those are things you can control. You can control your emotion and you control your education, right?
100%. And that's the most important part. It's like you need to be able to control it. Even though I know how hard it is, it's like you have to control it. You know, you have to. And that's just where it's at. If you want to go far playing a game, playing a sport, and in life in general, you have to be able to control your emotions.
What specific thing do you do in your off season that you kind of do that changes the way you play going into next season?
Well, I think off season is the best part. I love the off season. So, because I like now it's like it gives me a chance to come back and a whole new player, and that's how I look at every off season. I want to attack it and be a whole different player than I was since the last season. And what I do is just like my off season schedule normally is like at least 2 sessions a day weight room, right? And I'm working on my catch and shoots. But this one, I think this summer is gonna be a little more different. I want to be working more on understanding the game more, which is film, everything like that, and still get my shot right, still get everything right, my skills, but like mostly just like understanding the game because I was a player that I just still needs to understand the game pretty much. Yeah. Because I know how to score, but now it's like at this level, it's like, all right, if this guy's screening you and he's hedging you, what do you have? You have a slip, right? Or what do you have? You have a lift when you're coming off the screen, and there's just so much more to it now than just putting the ball down and trying to get to the rim, right? Or trying to get my shot. And that's why this off season I'm gonna go attack more the mental side of the game as well. Because that's I feel like the most important part for me is the mental side of the game and getting everything else there. And hopefully that'll work out for me for the next season. Trying to make some big moves soon. So you know how it is. So yeah.
So you
So
kind of jumped ahead and answered that next question that I
yeah,
was going to ask you. So
you
then,
pretty much
then
said
I'll
so.
go into
You
mine.
can take the
So
next
yeah. So what's something that people would be surprised to learn about you, James? Basketball, is any.
I coach basketball. I coach youth. I mentor and coach the youth, and I do one-on-one training with with a couple kids from this area, Vancouver, and yeah, like that's one thing about me is like not a lot of people really know I do it, but it's something I really take pride in because I feel like the biggest thing for these kids around here, especially where I'm from, it's just like I'm trying to be that person that I needed when I was their age, right? And
Okay.
that's like
Let me ask you then. So you're training guys. How do you handle the situation when you see they get frustrated?
I get frustrated. I'm like, bro, what is there to be frustrated about? It's just me and you here. You just got to keep shooting, you know? Next shot, next shot. That's just what I tell them. And it's like, yeah, like you're going to get frustrated putting in work. Lucky there's no one else here except me and you. But it's like, you never know who there could be someone that just walks through that door, sees that, they're out right away. I just try to tell them it's just like, yo, where the best places to control your emotions is at when you're training with yourself, you know? People think that's the best time to let it out. Nah, that's just training you for when you're getting into moments. So like that's how I look at it. My training sessions, I used to be yelling, screaming, and then during my games, I'll be yelling and screaming. But once I started realizing, nah, I gotta hold it in, even during my one-on-one workouts, even during my training sessions where I'm just with myself or with my brother putting in work, it's like I can't even show emotions there. It's building those habits to once you get onto the bigger stage. That's just what I tell them. It's like everything you're doing is you're creating habits. So don't let you missing a shot make you this frustrated, you know? It's like we're here getting better. You're getting better. I look at it like this, it's like if I'm missing a shot, that just gets me one step closer to making my shot. So that's how I look at it, and I just try to tell these kids, it's like, yo, you got it. We're here putting in work. You're playing basketball. You're supposed to be having fun, and then that's what basketball is. It's fun. And when I shift my mindset to that, all my workouts, everything I have, practices, games, I'm just having fun. That's when I play my best, and so that's just how how you guys gotta look at it. All these youngins gotta look at it for sure.
Would you say you're a more serious person before tip off, or like you wanna you want to loosen up and joke around just before the game starts?
Before a game, I'm a 50-50 guy, you know? It's like I like to like joke around, but there's of course it gets to a point where it's like, all right, like we're about to have a big game. We're playing number 3 in the country or whatever. We're playing a game. It's like, yo, no matter who we're playing, to be honest, you got to come in with the same energy. It's like you're gonna have your guys that goof around a little bit, but with me, it's like I'm serious as soon as like we get into that layup line, that dunk line, that warm up. That's when we're 100% serious. But before that, we can chill, listen to music, sing our songs, you know, just have some good vibes going. But once we're on that hardwood, it's like, let's go at it. You know, we're coming to go get a dub. We're taking care of business, right? And that's just the type of energy I like to bring when I play. A lot of guys, some guys look at me weirdly sometimes where it's like, bro, it's like you got to see where you don't know where I'm coming from, so you don't know where that feeling comes from, you know. And it's fine. Not everybody's hardwired the same, but yeah, I would say I'm more of a serious-ish guy, you know, before a game, serious-ish guy, yeah.
What do you like away from the basketball?
Away from the basketball?
In life, not in the game. Like, what do you like to do away from basketball?
I mean, like, during that season, my life pretty much turned into basketball, and I was like, now I'm at a point where it's like it's over. Life outside of basketball is really like it's just school. And then I got my close friends, my girlfriend for 3 years, right? So I got good people around me, and pretty my life outside of basketball is just like I'm just out here chilling, trying to figure out ways to better myself and better the people around me. So like that's kind of like how we're doing it over here. Yeah.
Okay, right on. Thinking back to your high school, what is one of your favorite memories of your high school playing?
Oh, man, high school. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a game because there was a lot of good moments, like grade 9 provincials, winning a dunk contest. Nah, I would say my 56-point game in the Vancouver All-Star game. That was probably one of my favorite memories playing. For sure.
That's a good one.
For
56
sure.
points, man. That's Will Chamberlain every single game, but you all the work it takes for guys like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, it was a really fun experience for sure. And it's like, and what I'll say, the only reason why it was like that is because nobody wants to be that guy, you know? Nobody wants to be that guy that decides to go out and do that. And that's where I kind of think where it kind of, because I notice it's like guys are here, like we're here to have fun. Yeah, we're here to hoop, but like, bro, we're not in the NBA. Why are we trying to take this easy? I'm trying to go at it. You know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to go at it. So it's like, that's just the only reason why that even happened is because I decided to separate myself from everyone else and actually go at it and
As you
go
should,
for
as
it.
you should. Every time you got the ball, your goal is to get to the hoop, so
Yeah,
make it.
exactly. Yeah.
What do you think the most important lesson, or I guess teaching, a coach has ever taught you that maybe it had no correlation to basketball, or maybe it did have a correlation to do with basketball?
The most important thing that they told me,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of coaches, bro. Well, not, I mean, a little bit, not a lot, but probably it's important thing that coaches told me.
I might answer for you because
Yeah,
you've
you
said it
might
a
have
bunch of
to.
times. You've said it a bunch of times in there is put the work in.
Oh yeah, Sam, you just put the work in. Yeah, so that's what honestly, it's just like you can't listen to the outside noise. You just gotta, if you put your head down and work, I'm proof that you can find something out of it, right? It doesn't matter what you come from, doesn't matter who's in your corner or not. It's like it just matters if you stay disciplined and stay humble because that's the most important thing. It's just like, and also being respectful, man. I wouldn't get none of this right here if I wasn't respectful to the people giving me these opportunities, right? That's one part too. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Okay, we got one last question for you, and then Henry's going to go into our quick hitters. So basketball's done. What are your future goals? What do you want to do
What do I want to do other than play basketball?
other than play basketball? When basketball's done,
Like, are you talking off season or are you talking years down?
I'm talking life. When
You
basketball's
talking life.
finished, not the
Okay.
season, your career.
Well, for me, it would really be community, honestly, like working with the community because like that was like when I was younger, I'd always be one to hitting up the community centers. You know, that's where I played basketball every day. That's where I found my peace was going to play basketball, going to the community center and just being there. And that's one of the most important things is community. And so one thing I really see myself doing is Still giving back to the game, of course, as well as training, coaching, and just offering like a community for people to be themselves and feel like they're heard. And that's the most important thing, where it's like bringing the community together. Where I don't know, I'm still trying to figure that part out for myself, but it kind of all the arrows are kind of directing towards working with the community and working with the youth. So that's probably something I'll probably be looking into for sure.
Good for you.
Man, we got our 8 quick hitters. First
All
one,
right, bro.
thank you for joining the show.
For sure.
Big. I know we talked about it for a while. We couldn't make it, but
I know.
so
So blessed to be here, man.
okay. You just answer like in one sentence.
All right.
Your pregame meal.
Sorry. Chicken.
Best school atmosphere you played in.
Ooh, VIU. VIU. Best school atmosphere I played in. Sorry, STMC. STMC in the STMC tournament. First game we played these guys. Their gym was packed. So yeah, STMC.
What type of movie guy are you? Comedy, action, romance, or thriller?
Comedy and action. It's like slash in the middle.
Toughest player you've ever guarded. Maybe that's high school and college.
Toughest player I ever guarded?
Yeah.
I can't lie. I gotta say Edriel.
Who?
Edriel Aseret. Ed. My teammate.
I know Ed. Yeah.
Yeah, Ed. Ed, man.
Favorite superhero?
Spider-Man, bro.
What are you trying to get a degree in at school?
Right now, general studies, but I want to get into probably a rec degree, a recreation degree. So we'll see about that.
One song that gets you locked in.
Music is my go-to, So like this is kind of hard question, but I check real quick. I just have it right here. Yep.
Just check it real quick.
All right, bro. Hold on one second. Like my go-to song to get me in the mode, definitely, probably, most likely, has to be either Untouchable by Youngboy, or I'll just go with Untouchable. Untouchable by Youngboy for sure.
All right, man. Last question. This one we've got a lot of controversy. So, okay, GOAT, LeBron, Jordan, or someone else?
LeBron.
Another for LeBron. He's catching up to Jordan.
LeBron.
Right on. Well, you did it, man. We really appreciate you coming on the show, taking our questions, doing the quick hitters, and learning a little bit about you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a great experience for sure.
Thanks again, and we'll stay in touch, and we'll be watching you on the court next year.
For sure.
Okay. Thanks, guys.